Hey, what's going on, y'all? So I want to tell you guys about a powerful revelation that the Lord reminded me of something that happened when I was growing up. So when I was little, I used to be very, very afraid of the rain. Like when it would rain really hard, I used to be really scared. And my grandmother used to make us like sit down and be quiet, unplug the TV, turn off all the lights, and sit down and be quiet. And if you was loud, you was gonna get in trouble. And so I used to think that was just some weird superstitious thing, but she would tell us, hey, be quiet, the Lord is speaking. And I didn't know, people say things like, oh, whenever it's raining and lightning, the devil beating his wife. People say crazy things like that. And so I never knew exactly why she made us do it. But as I got older, I really began to love the rain. And when I moved away from North Carolina, especially down here in Texas, it doesn't rain that much. Like the area I'm in, it doesn't rain that much. And so whenever it does rain, I love to sit outside and, just like be around rain. I absolutely love it now. And the other day, we had a thunderstorm, and I was sitting on the back porch and I was drinking my coffee and I was talking to the Lord, and I was like, man, he brought it back to my memory about what my grandmother used to do. But what he told me was, she taught you to be calm in a storm. Because there was a point in time where I used to panic and I used to be afraid, but my grandmother taught me to sit and listen and like, hey, just chill out. And so now that's what I like to do. And so whenever God reminded me about that, he was showing me how that lesson was teaching me to be quiet and be calm during the storm. And this is how I want you to apply this to your life. We all go through storms. It doesn't matter what it is, loss, whatever it is inside of your life, everybody goes through some storm. If you ain't in one now, you're getting ready to go back into one, or you're just coming out of one. Everybody goes through storms. It doesn't hit everybody different. But whatever storm that you are going through, just like my grandmother told us whenever we were children, you need to sit and be quiet and wait on the Lord, because your answer is going to come from Him. If we would have turned that TV up loud and we'd have been, whatever, and just been distracted, we would have missed God in the moment. And there's a lot of times where, like, people, just like how I used to, whenever the wind's blowing hard and the rain's pouring down, we freak out because we see things flying around, and the first thing we think about is, well, what's going to happen to me? Let me tell you something. It doesn't matter if you were in Hurricane Katrina. It doesn't matter whatever storm you find yourself in, physical, spiritual, whatever it is. You have to understand that the God that you serve has made you promises, okay? And you have to get into His Word and find out what those promises are. God is very faithful to what it is that He says. And whenever you are in your storm, God is there with you, because the same God that was with you whenever everything was all good is the same God as with you when everything is all bad. And I was teaching my son, like, hey, you know how whenever it's sunny outside, you get to go play in the water? The same God that we serve on that day is the same God that we serve whenever it's storming and it's raining. So you can't be afraid, because the same God, He's a God whenever it's sunny, He's a God when it's stormy. But when it's stormy, it's so easy for us to lose focus and put everything on ourselves. So guys, I encourage you, no matter what storm you are going through, just be encouraged that God hasn't forgotten you. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't lean on on your own understanding. Don't turn to substances like food, alcohol, drugs, and things like that. People, sex. I'm telling you, that stuff may feel good in the moment, but it's temporary and it's fleeting. You know what I'm saying? The only one that's ever going to bring you that sense of security and that peace in the worst of times in God. I'm telling you, I think things are going to get a little bit bad pretty soon. I'm actually downplaying it. Things are going to get pretty bad. But even whenever all that is happening, you have to be able to trust God and lean on Him. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't trust in your own ability. Don't get caught up looking at the storm. Just sit and relax and drink your cup of coffee and chill out, because it's going to pass and you're going to be okay.